Hey guys, this is RBR Short Films 13, aka Ryan, and today I'm doing a reaction video to Scream 7 Big Game Spot trailer. So I guess trailer 2, but it's not called trailer 2, it's called Big Game Spot. So it's a long TV spot, I guess. I don't know if Paramount is gonna drop like an actual second trailer. That's like a minute and 40 seconds, or 2 minute trailer. I think they're done, which I think is smart though, because it's really hard to spoil. It's really hard to promote a Scream movie without spoiling it. You know, it's almost like they'd have to shoot footage that wouldn't be in the movie to throw people off. But now, but that can make a lot of people mad because it's like, oh, why wasn't that in the trailer? That was really cool, even though that spoiled it, but it didn't spoil it. So I don't know. I feel like Spyglass, um, Paramount, this is kind of like the weakest promoting I've ever seen for a Scream film. Um, just my opinion. Scream 4, it had this amazing marketing, and I remember at each new time a trailer would drop. The first there was the Scream Awards trailer, and then there was the teaser trailer, then there was the theatrical trailer, and then there was all those TV spots and even like clips of the movie that played, and that generated a lot of hype, and that got me even more excited for Scream 4 than I was when that came out. Scream 5, that had more. I mean, that Scream 5 had a second trailer, and even Scream 6 had a second trailer. Um, I think it was either Scream 5 or 6. It actually had three trailers. But yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing though. Like honestly, a Scream, a new Scream movie, it doesn't need to get all the promotion, in the world, to get people excited to see it, for people to go. And Scream is just one of those movies. It's one of those franchises that you don't want to know what's going to happen. You don't really want to see a whole lot from the trailers, because it's that. Because when you go into the movie, you're like a detective, as the audience viewer, and you're trying to figure it out. Who is Ghostface, who's behind the mask, and the trailers can, you know impact that, like your theories, and can take away from that suspense. So yeah, it's definitely difficult to do a trailer for a Scream film, but I'm gonna react to what Paramount and Spyglass have done with this big game spot. And yeah, so here we go, guys. Okay, three, two, one, play.
Hello, Sydney. I'm gonna make everyone you love suffer while you watch.
This killer has been planning his attack for years. Your daughter, Tatum, is the same age that you
years.
were when this whole thing started. This isn't
For
gonna stop
years.
unless I stop it.
Where is my daughter? This is gonna be fun.
Scream, only in theaters. Tickets on sale February 9th.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that didn't show as much as the first trailer did, and it didn't show. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, with showing too much in the trailer. That was just enough. I'm glad it was a lot of previous footage that we've seen, and just kind of sticking to that. Um, yeah, that I because I don't want to see a whole bunch more. That was just enough. They were definitely hinting at or telling us that Stu is back. Um, my theory about this movie is the use of AI technology. I think this is going to be AI based deep fakes, and I think the Ghostface killer in this has video archives of Stu before he died, like in the 90s, like videotapes from the 90s, and gather those. It's probably his sister or a relative of him, some family member of his, or a really close friend that he had, that was close with Billy, and that a character we don't know. But it's going to be something along those lines, I think, because we're living in the age of AI, and I think this is the perfect time for a Scream film to utilize that, because back when Scream 3 came out and that voice changer, it was so unrealistic. But now we jump to 2026, 26 years later since Scream 3. That voice changer isn't so unrealistic anymore, and it's actually scary. So I definitely want to see Scream, the franchise, go into AI technology. I think that's more interesting than doing the meta movie element all over again and utilizing that AI. Because I think this is just going to be the new Ghostface, or Ghostface is probably going to be more than one killer. It's probably going to be three killers, or four, because the last one had three killers. So this could be four or five. I don't know. We'll see. I think that because we're getting a Scream 8, that this film is going to set that up, a cult of ghost faces, and that's what's going to kind of give us that cliffhanger. But I think this one, it's someone from the past, but it's not someone who we know necessarily. Um, and and I think that they have all the video footage of Dewey and Gail and Stu and Sydney and Bill, like Roman, like have collected all of these videos and voice recordings and everything throughout the history, and use these AI, like in the Scream world, probably like the film series has its own AI app or something like that, and that's how Ghostface is doing this. And so I think Ghostface is going to be psychological and is going to like trick Gail, with like Dewey, like with like his voice or a deep fake of him. And I think the movie's gonna make you believe that Stu is Ghostface, throughout the whole movie, and then it'll be revealed at the end that it's not him and it was the use of AI. And of course, it's all on how it's executed, how Kevin Williamson directs this, and how and of course the way it's written. But if it's done well, I think that is honestly smarter than actually bringing Matthew Lillard back. Like, oh, he never died. I think, having like his family be like Ghostface, and then using like that AI technology to sort of keep Stu alive, like in a way, like through AI, I think is really interesting, and is something the franchise hasn't done yet, but it's something that is meant to bound to happen at some point with the franchise if you're going to keep it going. So that's my theory, my biggest theory of what this is. But I'm gonna watch it one more time and then I'll end the video. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hello, Sydney.
Okay, I just want to pause it for a moment. That's a big spoiler though. Is Sydney's boyfriend, her husband Mark, that gets killed? It looks like here. Could he survive? Yeah. I mean, that would be pulling like a Dewey kind of thing, or pretty much a Scream 6, And also, this is the same writer, one of the writers from Scream 5 and 6. Guy, is it Guy Busick? That's his name. So it very well could be that, but that's really surprising they would put that. It's surprising they would put that in the trailer, because that's such a seems like a major character. It's Sydney's new life. It's her husband. It's where she lives. It's her kids. You would think that Mark, like if he's gonna be killed in this, they wouldn't show that much. That they would just show like a little less. Like a hint that maybe he could be killed by Ghostface. I think that's one of the only disappointing things about these trailers is the reveal of Mark. And they easily could be showing all of it in the trailer too, because maybe Mark is one of the ghost faces. They always say it's always the husband. Well, we'll see.
Everyone you love will suffer while you watch.
That sequence is so cool. I wish that wouldn't have been shown in the trailers. That moment when Sydney is that sequence. I mean, when Ghostface does this, I mean, that's one of Ghostface's best moments, and I do wish that they wouldn't have put that in the trailer. Now we have this Fall Broke psychiatric hospital. I wonder what this is all about. The psychiatric hospital. And another theory I have too is Hayden Panettiere hasn't her name isn't like on IMDb in the cast list. She's not in the cast list, but I could see them pulling something where it's Kirby, because Kirby works for the FBI and she has access to all this stuff. I mean, Scream 6 showed that. She like has like all these records. So it would be, and then even like what that Detective Bailey was saying, that she was fired for being mentally unstable. I mean, I the previous movie could have set that up in a way, and it's the same writer as well. But I could see that where it's Kirby, and Kirby's working with Stu's family, or someone else, and yeah, that's one of my theories. I know Jill, but like Jill's dead. I mean, she was shot in the heart, which is in many ways more deadly than being shot in the head, because there's been people that have gotten shot in the head and survived actually, but you get shot in the heart, like you're done. So I don't know. That would be interesting, because like Emma Roberts, she has a movie coming out that she directed. I know she's moved on from being an actress to a filmmaker, so it would be a little odd that she would be in this. It would be cool, but I don't know. It would seem very. I mean, I feel like they would have to bring Kirby into it, and I don't know. But this whole psychiatric hospital thing, like I don't quite know what to say about it. We haven't really seen a lot of mental hospitals, in the Scream movies. So it's really interesting that we get that. And you wonder, who is that person, in the wheelchair. But I've seen people like debunk online close up images, like that's not Stu. So
This killer has been planning his attack for years. Your daughter, Tatum, is the same age that you were when this whole thing started.
This isn't gonna stop unless I stop it.
Where is my daughter?
This is gonna be fun.
Scream only in
question, Sydney, though, how are you gonna stop it? Like, I don't think there's ever any stopping Ghostface, because the Ghostface can always come back. Like anybody can be Ghostface. So it's just sad. It's because it's not like a slasher that can be destroyed and then they never come back. Like Ghostface literally can be like Ghostface is a ghost. It's an entity. So, uh, you can't like kill a ghost. Literally. What's really interesting is when it's like this killer has been planning his attack for years, and there's these drawings on the wall. I don't I'm trying to make out who those people are, but I honestly I can't. The trailer did a good job at hinting something, but not yeah, because I'm really trying to pay attention to. I know that this movie's definitely gonna have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre like tribute, like there's gonna be elements in the movie that tribute the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because that poster of Scream 7 came out that is like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre poster. So that, to me, that tells me that family is gonna be involved. I mean, what Kevin Williamson always said, it's all in the family. That score, Scream 3, All in the Family by Marco Beltrami, uh, it's very Kevin Williamson, the family element. I mean, Scream 2 with, Billy's mom and then Scream 4, Jill, Kevin Williamson, the scripts that he's written for the Scream movies, his killers are family related. They're related to some character in that film, whether it's the previous killer or it's the survivor. So Kevin Williamson now didn't write this, but I'm sure he had involvement with the writing process, and probably had a lot of meetings and talks with Guy Busick, the writer, of where they could go with this. So I'm sure he had an enormous amount of involvement with this film. But I'm just really interested where, this is all gonna go. My mind is in like a million different places right now as a Scream fan. My theories are like really going, and I'm actually excited for this movie. It took me a long time for me to get excited for this film. That first trailer that came out really definitely generated hype for me. It got me excited for it, but at the same time I'm like, I don't know what to expect. This trailer got me even more excited. Yeah, I'm nervous. But I'm gonna go back to the part, this killer has been planning his attack for years, and I'll play the rest of it. All right.
Years. Your daughter, Tatum, is the same age that you were when this whole thing started.
This isn't gonna stop unless I stop it.
Where is my daughter?
This is gonna be fun.
Okay. I'm gonna replay that part. All right. Here we go.
This is gonna be fun.
All right. The way his voice sounds sounds a little AI generated. All right.
This is gonna be fun.
Scream.
Yeah.
Only in theaters.
There's an AI kind of sound to him at the end. So I believe this is going to be all AI technology that Ghostface is going to be utilizing in the film. But you let me know what you guys think. Post a comment. Let me know. But I'm excited. You tell me what you guys want to see in Scream 7. What you're excited about. What are you not excited about? And another theory I do have. I'll say one more Scream theory. I think Gale could potentially be Ghostface as well in this movie. I don't know. Something. It was that line in Scream 6 when Ghostface says to her, "You would have been a terrific killer, Gale. Sydney would have never made sense. Dewey was the fan favorite, but you cracking under the pressure and turning into Ghostface would have been a great twist." That moment is so intense, anytime I watch that scene. Um, you never got to be the leading lady, did you? Uh, so like, I don't know, it would make sense. It would make sense. It really would, because like, how does Gail doesn't really grieve. She didn't really grieve Dewey in Scream 6. She just kind of went back to her life and didn't really grieve, and really go to therapy or anything. So, and then after being attacked by Ghostface in Scream 6, that she almost died, and then her new boyfriend was killed. So she's now lost two men that she's been with. So it would make sense for her to like break, and she could, I don't know, anything's possible, but I'm not gonna rule it out that Gail could be one of the Ghostface killers. And then another one. This is just reaching, but Chad and Mindy. Because could you imagine they bring Chad and Mindy back just for that? Because I mean, it's Randy's niece and nephew. What did Randy have? Did he have videotapes of, Billy and Stu? I mean, that was his friend group, right? I'm just saying. I mean, you never know. It's people. It's someone from Woodsboro. And I think uh, I think if it was Chad and Mindy, it would be that would be really cool, because they just wouldn't be in the movie just to be killed off, because we're going in this new direction, and we no longer have Sam and Tara, so let's just kill them off in like an opening sequence, like at a bar or something like that, because that's what it looks like. They're going to be killed off like in the very beginning of the movie. I think it would be more creative, more original if they did something smart like that. Like that's how you completely get rid of the core four, and that's how you get rid of both characters too. Because if they're Ghostface, then you have to shoot them in the head. And, you get that finale, where every Ghostface has to go. Because there still hasn't been a Ghostface that's been captured yet. We still have yet to see that, and I hope that we get that. Because we there's that, shoot them in the head, shoot them in the head. You got to shoot them in the head. It'd be cool for a Scream movie to go a different direction, and where Ghostface is captured, and is put in prison, and that'd be a great cliffhanger. This series can go all bunch of different directions, but I hope that it's less focused on like the meta elements and more on reality and the characters and the drama, and in many ways more like the Scream show was, where it was just those first two seasons. It wasn't as meta as Scream 5 and 6 were, my opinion. So we'll see. But thank you guys for watching my reaction video and my theories on of who the killer or killers are in Scream 7. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to y'all very soon. All right, peace.